Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, we're going to be seeing a video today, all right? This video is titled Finland. I don't know what this is about. If you're curious as me and you want to see this video, please subscribe. And if you find this video interesting, do want to like, share, and comment, all right? So guys, let's jump in.
Finland. Why are they so happy? Is it because they're white? Is it because Finlandia is the best vodka to grace the planet? Alan Wake 2? Every time I talk about Finland, I somehow summon all 7 million Finnish people to watch my video and comment Finland mentioned. Well, it's gonna be mentioned a lot because it is, in my opinion, a crazy country with a lot of quirks and features. Anytime I hear something is Finnish, I know it's about to be weird in the best way possible. I have a lot of things to say about this place who, according to some people, may or may not even exist, and it might just be water. Finland is a welfare state, which means that if anything, the government got you. Now, that is fake shit. All real ones grew up knowing that their government would not do jack shit for them and even more take from them. So seeing a society where people trust their government to not do bullshit is absolutely insane to me. For me, growing up was 50 Cent. Get rich or die trying. No post-Soviet person has ever had the thought that, yeah, if anything happens, my government will have my back. Yeah, they'll have your back up against the wall. For 6 years in a row, Finland has ranked #1 as the happiest country in the world. But I think this is capped. They've got one of the highest alcohol consumption rates in Europe and also one of the highest self-ending rates in Europe. When you have one of the highest rates of self-destruction in Europe, it doesn't seem like the happiest country in the world. I think that a lot of that statistic has to do with the fact that if some random person came up to you and asked you if you're happy, Finnish people are more likely to answer yes than other people. Because if you look on this map of 2020 happiness scale, Georgians say they're very sad and Finnish people say they're very happy. However, the self-destruction rate is not even close to that of Finland's. However, they do have a lot to be happy about. A major part of this is security. As I said, in post-Soviet countries, it's get rich or die trying. While in the Nordic countries, they have things that Americans could not dream of, such as one of the best education systems in the world for free healthcare, cleanest air in the world, and a short work week. They have a lot to be happy about. Essentially, literally everything besides their weather. They do pay for all these benefits with their very high rates of tax, but to be honest, suck my dick. I would gladly pay high taxes if it meant that I received all these benefits and the money actually went to the country and developing the environment and the people around me instead of buying G-Wagons for my Eastern European politicians. So their people feel very safe and secure. It's literally the same feeling as when you have money saved up. You know that if things go wrong, you can still be good and not die. Their safety feeling was ruined in the past. The Soviet Union wanted to conquer all of Finland and establish a communist Finnish government. Could she really be here waiting for me? I'm still waiting for real communism.
He is my neighbor, Nursultan Tuliakbai. He is paining my assholes.
So the Soviet Union invaded Finland on the 30th of November 1939. The whole conflict lasted a bit more than 3 months, which is why it was called the Winter War. It was also called the Winter War because it's extremely cold up in this region and they went to war when December was starting. Defeating the Soviet Union was a hard task. You have a schizophrenic Georgian in charge of literally endless people. And to say Finland was at a disadvantage would be an understatement. Finland had a population of 3.7 million people at the start of the war, and the Soviet Union had 170.5 million people. They literally had like 30 tanks, bro, compared to the Soviet Union's 6,000. They were severely outnumbered, outgunned, out-airplaned, out-tanked, out-fucked, out-everything, bro. They had to go up against one of the biggest armies in the world in temperatures as low as -43 Celsius or -45 Fahrenheit. You would think that the Finns got their ass kicked, right? There's a reason why Finland did not become a Soviet satellite state. Because they fucked their asses.
Let me help you. Listen.
It was like hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby, but the coughing baby won. Looking at the casualties seems like a meme, especially when you consider that this was one of the most powerful armies in the world at that time. Then the question arises, how did the Finns destroy over 3,000 Soviet tanks while practically having no tank force of their own and basically no anti-tank equipment? They figured out that if you jam logs and crowbars into the bogie wheels of the tank, it becomes immobile. Then their alcohol company started making the delicacy of Molotov cocktails and bundled them with matches. It's like the energy drink and vodka bundle, but Finnish edition. They got to the point where one typical Soviet attack lasted 1 hour, and in that hour they they would lose 1,000 people and 27 tanks would be immobilized on ice. This was the winter war because it was extremely cold. Karelia is freezing, and at the beginning of the war, only Finnish soldiers in active service had proper winter equipment. The rest would literally just wear their normal winter clothing and put some sort of insignia on their uniforms. A very cool thing is also that the Finns used to dress in all white, almost as white as they actually are, in that snow, which made them virtually impossible to see. So they would literally ski across the snow for the war against the Soviets, which were dressed in khaki uniforms for most of the war. This forested, rural terrain with no roads was used by Finnish ski troops against the Soviets to a massive success. This war ended in the best possible way it could have. Finland lost only a very, very small part of its territory, and they inflicted insane damage to the Soviets. Remember, this war was between a country of not.
I think one of the things that actually helped the Finnish people is their weather condition. All right, winter, like they master everything about their weather condition, and they actually used it to their advantage. All right.
Even 4 million people going up against 170 million with vastly more equipment. There was also this Finnish dude called the White Death, who's regarded to be the best sniper ever, who killed over 500 Soviets in this war. It was like, Finland must go. Who must go? And the USSR dissolved. Point to the USSR on a map. This is a Finnish victory.
Stalin, give me the thug shaker. Give me the thug shaker, Stalin. Josep trakia tamashe, Josep trakia tamashetko.
So after all this business and Russia's reputation for invading literally every neighbor they've ever had in Europe, the Ukraine war started and everyone started grouping together because getting invaded by a schizophrenic alcoholic disturbs your peace and nobody wants it. Finland had this woman, Sanna Marin, who served as Finland's prime minister from 2019 to 2023, and she literally got Finland into NATO. Lego Batman gift. All this talk about NATO expansion just to expand NATO even more and group everyone more against you because of your imperialism. Russia literally gave all of Europe a common enemy. NATO would literally not exist if Russia was not known for trying to annex its neighbors. So I congratulate Finland on getting in because now they're guaranteed to not get invaded by Russia. Getting into NATO as a country bordering Russia is like being a frog in a lake, right? You're just chilling, just eating your bugs, and then this schizophrenic fucking idiot always wants to kill you. You're just a frog trying to have your Finlandia in peace, and then the Rukuis comes and gets your back. The schizo doesn't want to deal with Roquis, so he stops trying to kill you. You guys get what I mean? Essentially, joining NATO is literally the only way a country has a guarantee that they'll stay safe from a Russian invasion. Because they've invaded every one of their fucking neighbors in Europe. And people complain about NATO expansion. Bro, we don't care about these motherfuckers. We just don't want to go to war. They're over here trying to jack me off with sandpaper, and NATO offers me a latex glove. Like, which one do you think I'm choosing? Like, us Georgians went through 3 wars with Russia before talking about, okay, maybe we should try joining into NATO since they keep going to wars with us. And then we went to another war with them. I want to get a hand job with a latex glove, not sandpaper. How hard is this to understand? When I said anytime I hear something is Finnish, I know it's about to be weird in the best way possible. This is what I mean. Alan Wake 2 is a video game mixed with movie type of sequences starring real life actors. The creators, Remedy Entertainment. The reason why I knew this game was from Europe was they showed a naked dude and his dick was uncut. All these American developers showed their dicks cut. What's up with this? I looked it up and Remedy Entertainment was Finnish. You get to find out a lot more about it in the game because there are some characters with the heaviest Finnish accents they could get. I swear they had a casting for the heaviest accents in Finland.
Hey, I can't seem to find my way out of here. Can you point me to the exit?
No totta helvetissä. Of course, Tom. The work will instruct its maker. I was gonna get something from the basement for you, but you can get it yourself now. The more cooks, the worse the soup.
But the funniest thing to me was the fact that the main characters are supposed to be American, but their actors are Finnish, right? And because they had such heavy accents, the actor is a Finnish dude, but he's voice acted by an American dude to fit the lore. Also, I think that if the main character was constantly speaking with a heavy Finnish accent, it would make the game a lot more enjoyable because cool accent. They also delve a lot into Finnish and Scandinavian culture, including an extremely weird but cool whole-ass musical in the game, which became a fan favorite, and then they performed it live at the Game Awards with Max Payne, who is also Finnish, and the creative director of the company dancing along. You cannot comprehend how huge this is for Finnish culture and self-image. I'm so proud of all the hardworking people behind Alan Wake and the Poets of the Fall. Masterful performance. Nice profile picture. Not only this, but Finns have made extremely quirky companies that all of you probably know. Nokia, the indestructible cell phone that everyone used, the heart rate monitor, the internet browser, saunas, Angry Birds, safety reflectors, Linux, and texting. The reason you are able to DM baddies right now is because of Finland. Say thank you. All these smart industries are the reason why Finland is rich now and why they enjoy such a high quality of life with these amazing benefits that their citizens get. They literally follow their neighbor Sweden's model on getting rich. They were both Nordic countries that were exporting raw materials throughout their history, but then started investing their money in things that were more valuable than just raw materials. All of Finland's industry was lumber, since Finland looks like this. They essentially had infinite trees, and exporting lumber was a way to get money into the country. However, if you watched my last video about how to become a superpower, exporting raw materials will only get you so far, unless it's oil. So the Finns started making all this smart shit, and today most of their exports are machinery and electronics. A lot of their industry is still related to wood, because you make paper from wood, but they've gone a billion steps ahead of just selling lumber to Russia. Also, halfway through writing this video, I realized, holy shit, Christmas is coming up. Holy shit, Santa is fucking Finnish. Lapland is a region in Finland where Santa is from, where he makes all the gifts that will be distributed to you all. I just hope this year he doesn't fly on Israeli airspace for his safety. There is a designated town in Lapland, which is an amazingly beautiful place in North Finland, where everything is Santa themed, especially this time of the year, because his unpaid workers get very busy to make all the good gifts for the rich kids and the bad gifts for the poor kids. This footage is from the Georgian YouTubers Soso around the world.
I will tell your friends in Tbilisi, you say hello, yes.
There's a whole ice cream hotel in there. It's just very cool to see. Now, I'm gonna bring in two people residing in the UK that have actually been to Finland. I can guarantee they're gonna start complaining about the beer being expensive or something.
£10 for a pint. 10 fucking pounds. It's been 6 months and I'm still thinking about it. Don't they make alcohol there? Why is it so expensive? The best Finnish beer I could find was brewing in a sewage tank, and what was in it was still tastier than what I found in the bars. Also, people look at you weird if you rummage through their garbage bins trying to collect their beer cans. But, hey, I wasn't the one who decided a can was 40 cents when returned. It was you, so save your judging eyes. Helsinki is the deadest city I've ever been to. 600,000 people, wide roads, massive buildings, and there's no one there. There's nothing to do. The only local I made friends with in my time in Finland was an Italian. That says a lot. Everyone there is white, right? That's another downside. If I'm craving a fucking kebab, I'm fucked. And best believe I'm not gonna eat what Miko sent cobbled together with his cabbages and potatoes and onion. Fuck that. If you ever find yourself in Finland, leave. Ferry to Estonia. That's all I have to say.
Tallinn is literally heaven compared to Helsinki. €3 pints. Actually slightly friendly people. And it looks so much nicer. I really think if you showed someone who didn't know a picture of Helsinki next to Tallinn and asked them which one is ex-Soviet and which one's a Nordic country, they'd get them mixed up. Oh yeah, remember Finland is Nordic, not Scandinavian? Finns will literally rage quit if you call them the S word. Anyway, when I was in Helsinki, it literally felt like Soviet Russia, okay? The area we stayed in, Pasila, was legit Novosibirsk. And the center of Helsinki is so imperial and spread about. It honestly feels like you're in a non-Z alternate version of Russia. And it takes forever to get across the city unless you hop on one of them non-speed regulated e-scooters, which I would highly recommend, especially if you've downed a few of those weak-ass Finnish pints. It is genuinely the most entertaining thing to do in Helsinki, and that says a lot.
Oh wow, this is really an interesting video. I don't even know if I should classify this video as a comedy or as a history. Or let me say it's just a mixture of both. Like, because it's them trying to like tell little history in between comedy. All right, so this is really interesting. I think I'm going to like check out more videos about the Winter War. All right, this is really interesting. Thank you for suggesting this, and see you guys on my next one. Bye.